Hey, this is Jeff Belzer, and you're watching Living Coastal in Ventura. But today, we're going to talk about the pros and cons, Santa Barbara versus Ventura, and what's going to be better for you. Again, I'm Jeff Belzer, and I am a licensed realtor. The channel is everything in Ventura, in and around Ventura. We go over restaurants, terrain, things to do, but mostly what we're talking about is real estate and what it's like to live here in Ventura. So at this point in time, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you can see more videos. The videos we do, we actually link them together and we'll reference other videos when we talk about a subject. So it's really fun to become a fan of this channel because there's so much to learn about this town. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Ventura. I live in Ventura, and one of the reasons I love Ventura is because it's so close to Santa Barbara. So of course we have our walkable lifestyle here, but Santa Barbara's right up the road, and it's not far and it's easy to get to, so everything it has to offer is not far. So they're both wonderful spots. I do love living here because this is the town I grew up in. It is more affordable, it's more of a working class town. People are very down to earth, and although we have celebrities coming through and visiting here, Santa Barbara and Ojai, it's still very down to earth. You're gonna know someone if you walk into a grocery store, you're gonna know someone if you go down to the beach or you go to a park. There's a good chance you're gonna run into someone either that you knew from childhood or that's associated with your professional daily activities. So really love Ventura for that, for the vibes. It's growing in really the right ways. Some people aren't excited about the new buildings, but we are getting more housing closer to downtown throughout Ventura from east to west end. We have a lot more restaurants and things to do than we did maybe 20 or 30 years ago. So those are some of the things that we like about Ventura. So when talking about traffic, just getting up to Santa Barbara, we're spending 2 or 3 years to expand the freeway to get up there. But then once you're there in Santa Barbara, it's pretty congested getting in and around Santa Barbara from all the different areas. In Ventura, we've got the 101 freeway, the 126, we've got Poli and Foothill. We've got a number of ways of going from east to west and north to south, so there's a lot of different ways to go through as a coastal community. Many other coastal communities like Leucadia or Santa Cruz or Santa Barbara for that matter, because of the way that they're built, they don't flow as much. So we've got good flow. So Ventura is less touristy than Santa Barbara, but we do get our fair share of tourists. Here we're gonna have the X Games this summer in Ventura. That's gonna bring in some tourism. Also the surf is significantly better year round. A lot of times people like to claim Rincon as a Santa Barbara surf break. Now that's the furthest north spot of Ventura, and it's actually in Carpinteria technically, but that's where Santa Barbara surfers are going all the time. They have their moments when a good west swell will come in, it'll kind of light up some of their novelty spots, but summertime, forget about it. You're either going up to the ranch, Halama, or you're driving down into Ventura or all the way down to Zuma just to get some surf. So although surf culture is very rich and thick in Santa Barbara, surf is way better in Ventura. When we're talking about real estate, the homes in Santa Barbara are significantly more expensive. A 2-bedroom, 2-bath in prime Ventura can go for $1 million, 1.2. It's about twice that in Santa Barbara. And Ventura County, yes, we do have a couple, really nice homes, but we're not in the category of 20 or 40 million, like in Montecito and some of the outskirt areas of Santa Barbara. It definitely is a price of admission to get in. So this is a really interesting stat. Median home price for Santa Barbara is 1.5 million, and for Ventura is 800,000. Now that takes into consideration everything that sells. So we've got entry-level housing in the 300,000s, at the McKeons, which is the very lowest thing you can buy in Ventura. However, 800,000 is really the starting point of a single family home. You've got fixers selling at 700,000. So 800,000 is right in the beginning to kind of get anything in not even great condition. In fact, it seems like right now to find anything really of value is going to be between $950 and $1.2. That's where you see the bulk of the transactions that we're seeing here in Ventura. As for Santa Barbara, their point of entry is more like 1.1415, and like I said, for the lesser homes, for something nice like the Lower Riviera, they've got the one at 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet, going out at just over $2 million. So that's entry level. When we talk about cap, you know, our properties here in Ventura, we tend to get some properties around 4 or 5 million. Those are some nice homes, very few up to 8 or 10. But in Santa Barbara, Montecito, Gaviota, that area, they've got huge ranch, huge you know, properties like that, mansions that are going for, you know, 10, 20, 40 million dollars. These huge estates, celebrity style homes. Yeah, you've got the royal family, you've got Ellen, you've got Oprah, you even have Hope Ranch. You've got some places that are very posh, very, you know, wanting to get into, wanting to be a part of these communities. So different vibe, different feel for sure. Santa Barbara is also a college town. Now that's great, it's good for its economy. They've got lots of smart young folks that go in there, they start businesses, and they kind of work their way up from there. And it's been that way for years, and it really adds to the value there in Santa Barbara. But it's also a college town, so you've got a lot of the partying and excess and stuff like that. Ventura is much more laid back, working class, and you know, good vibes. So Santa Barbara is uniquely known for being the original Hollywood. That's actually where Charlie Chaplin had done a lot of his first films when they were doing silent films. Santa Barbara is also known because it has its own airport, it has plenty of shopping, it's got, you know, more amenities downtown as far as restaurants, things like that. So while Ventura is discovering its nightlife with Main Street moves, Santa Barbara has more of a nightlife with its downtown Main Street as well as the funk zone. So it's kind of bigger, badder, better. It's got a little bit more sunshine, a little less fog. It's got a really nice microclimate. It's also closer to wine country, so we might go to Santa Barbara for the day. A lot of people from Santa Barbara might go up to wine country for the day. So the hiking in Santa Barbara is amazing. You've got the Rock of Gibraltar, you've got plenty of hot springs about, and you just kind of get into a higher elevation very quickly. You don't have that same experience in Ventura. The beaches are a little bit more groomed, a little more protected, less windy. By the pier and the harbor that they have there, they actually have a lot of professional volleyball. That soft silt sand, you know, bigger, you know, kind of bigger, more spread out beaches. They even have Heinrichs Beach, which is, you know, a little hole in the wall, little bar and restaurant right on the sand. It's the only thing there. You know, just really cool stuff like that. So it's definitely a different vibe. But as you get further north into Goleta, it really starts to kind of go out where you have ranches meeting the sea. It gets spread out, it's beautiful. Not a lot of building or architecture, but good open spaces. So they've got that too. And with all that's going on between the country clubs and golf courses, we can't forget the zoo. It's a staple of Santa Barbara, and it's also a wedding venue. Both towns are very similar. They both have missions. They're both beach towns, but one of the main differentiators is the price. If you have any questions about either community, about which one will be right for you, send me a DM or a comment down below. Remember, like and subscribe to this channel so you can see more about living coastal in Ventura.